Hello, lovelies. The three things that have been instrumental in building my confidence to sue credit agencies in federal court by myself, pro se, and settle with two of the credit reporting agencies already. Oh my goodness. How did I do this? I did not study law at all. I had a very expensive Harvard educated attorney that I used to pay. What I've learned is that, like in my other lawsuit, those defendants keep spending money on lawyers. And so their legal fees are just rising, rising, rising. Psh, I'll take this all the way to a jury because it ain't costing me nothing to just sit back and relax. I'm confident in my case. I'm not hemorrhaging money to a lawyer every time a motion is filed or paperwork or an email is even sent. It's not costing me anything except for it's actually fun for me now. So, the three critical things that made me go from in the fetal position from being beaten so badly by these corporations, harmed, so much fraud done against me, literally tried to take everything I've worked for my entire life and leave me for dead, to now, yes, I'll take your ass on in court. To go from that to where I am now in just a few short years, wow. First and foremost, we all have been hearing it. AI has leveled the playing field in the court system. Now you and I can write all of these long court briefs and we can analyze them quickly and we can cut right through their legalese, this completely other language that they made up to confuse the masses so that we'd have to keep hiring lawyers to interpret it for us. Well, now we all have AI at our fingertips. And that has been so, like, without AI, I could only do one court case at a time. Like, I see it as I'm playing 11 games of chess right now at the same time. I would not have the bandwidth to do that without AI. I started out with ChatGPT because one of my mentors started a GPT and set everything up on that for my FCRA cases, my Fair Credit Reporting Act cases, to get my credit back over 800. So I started out with chat, as most of us probably have. But let me tell you, chat was making me want to throw it through the wall. I love Claude now. And let me tell you why I love Claude for legal situations. Because from what chat told me, Claude is the only AI right now that you can save files permanently in a project. And when you have 10 years of tax returns and all this very complicated information that you don't want to have to keep searching through a 150-page tax return every time you need to reference it, it is so nice to just have all of that uploaded into the project files and Claude searches for it when we need to reference it. That is so clutch. I do also still have ChatGPT because I run out of time sometimes with 11 court cases. I do reach my limit with Claude quite frequently, and then I will switch back to chat and finish writing a complaint or something like that. It is great that AI has leveled the playing field for the masses, for the majority of us to start holding these big corporations accountable for screwing us over or anybody else who has screwed us over. But corporations do it constantly. And if we just keep letting them because they have intimidated us and made us scared of the whole legal court justice system, and they've got a big old team of lawyers, it's not intimidating anymore. AI gets us in the door. That gets the judge to take us seriously enough to see that there is a valid complaint, a valid argument that should be heard. But the thing is you cannot stand up in court and confidently, without emotions, you can stumble a little bit, like we are human, but if you cannot accurately state your case, then You can have the best looking paperwork in the world and it means nothing. So the second huge tool that I am so thankful I started doing over 10 years ago was I started going to Toastmasters about once a week. I have not gone consistently for the last 10 plus years, but I have done that for many of those years. I even did a Toastmasters humorous speech competition. I'm not funny. That was the hardest thing I've ever had to work for in my life. I'm really proud that I did it because that is what gave me the confidence when the judge ordered me 4 days before the hearing, said it has to be in person, and I had to hop on a plane and get up there. I had never been in a federal court hearing before. I wasn't shaking like a leaf like I normally would, like I was the first time I got pulled over when I was 16 by a cop. I was shaking like a leaf then. This time, oh no, I knew exactly what I was talking about. I know my case in and out. Unlike if you pay a lawyer, a lawyer keeps on average over 100 cases going at a time. It's tough for them to know all the intricacies of your case. Again, just another reason why I will never hire a lawyer to represent me, represent me ever again. I will present myself because you cannot pay someone to care as much as you. I may hire a lawyer for procedures. How does this judge? What's the typical atmosphere in this court? That kind of stuff to coach me, but I will never pay a lawyer to represent me ever, ever again. And Toastmasters has given me that confidence to stand up in any situation, especially table topics is so clutch. When the judge asks you a question that you weren't prepared for, table topics is exactly where my brain and my body and all those years of training of improv, answering questions on the spot. Thank you so much, Toastmasters. Supposedly, more people are scared of public speaking than they are of dying. So just go to your local Toastmasters and get out there and start practicing it. Because if you're scared of public speaking, you are never going to be able to hold people accountable in court. And especially big corporations that pay lots of lawyers, big law firms to intimidate you, it's going to be harder for you to stand up to them. The third key tool that has built my confidence to take on Fortune 100 companies in federal court by myself without a lawyer, the most clutch tool in my toolbox. And the reason why is because courage is contagious. I spent over 2 years traveling the country and finding anybody who has been studying this stuff, anybody who has filed a federal lawsuit on their own, especially if it's been against a big corporation. I have been very fortunate to meet with amazing, smart people all around the country. Having study buddies to call when I have a squatter, when I get served. I didn't have the money at the time to call my lawyer. She's $600 an hour. Plus, I don't know if she really knows this expertise. Having a group that has so many diverse experiences and things that they've studied and done has been so clutch. And that is why I put together the Legal Self-Defense Club. I want you to have a place where when you got something that comes up, you got a legal issue, you're signing a lease for an apartment or something, and sounds weird to me, that you have a place to go and ask questions, not just from one lawyer. One lawyer is expensive enough, much less a ton of lawyers for all the areas of life. Like being sued over here, having a squad over here. Two very different situations that one lawyer is probably not going to have experience in both. Now, one very minimal membership for $29 a month, you have a vast resource of experience. You have a team of people that have been studying this stuff for years and are here to answer your questions. You have email support at any time. The first Monday of every month, we have online study sessions. Bring your issues. What is going on in your world that we might be able to help you with? It's not legal advice. It's just sharing our experiences regarding legal issues to help save you some stress, some time, some money. The link for the Legal Self-Defense Club is below. Looking forward to seeing you on our next Monday call. Cheers, lovelies!